Welcome back to Greg Plays Games. Today I want to discuss, is it worth it to buy a Nintendo 3DS in 2024? I've seen a lot of videos like this circulating just because I'm a nerd and watch this stuff, and also I had been looking at 3DSs, so obviously I'd seen a bunch of these videos, and I had seen, overwhelmingly positive things to say about it. I didn't really see much negative. So I do want to talk about my experiences. I recently bought this. I got this about 2 weeks ago. I'd actually bought a different Nintendo 3DS. It was another new Nintendo 3DS, like the same model, but it was black and it had like the limited edition Mario face coverings, like for Super Mario Bros. 2, or I'm not really sure what the special edition thing was for. But so I bought that and had some issues with the device itself. I bought it from eBay, and the seller had said that they just kind of use it as a display item. Really only played it here and there, and then they even had the full box and everything, and it looked really like it was in good condition. So I'd paid a premium for it. I paid way more than I really should have. I'll be honest, I had paid like $400 for it, and the reason I had paid so much was because it was hard to find that particular model of 3DS, like the new 3DS. It's hard to find new 3DSs that were in good condition, and then it also had the box and papers too. So I was like, I kind of feel like I'd rather just make sure I get something I know works and pay that premium and be confident that the device works, and then just eat that loss and get my money's worth out of it with my playtime. And that was my plan. But then when the device arrived, it had some serious issues, like the buttons didn't work. Like it didn't work the way that it was sold. It didn't function properly at all. And I'd also bought it because it was pre-jailbroken, and I was like, well, that'll be nice. Then I don't have to do it myself, because obviously that's what I was even, that was the only reason I was even thinking about getting a 3DS, was because I hadn't really played all of the games on the device, and I really wanted to play a lot of the Zelda games that were on here. So and then I figured, if I have it, I'm just gonna play all the games if I can get them for free. So I obviously don't condone that, nor would I do it myself. So I ended up having to return that, and then got this 3DS for significantly cheaper. This was like a little more. This was literally half the price. It was like a little over $200, and it's in almost perfect condition. This one was from Japan, and it didn't come like fully jailbroken, but it did come with the custom firmware already installed. So if you have done any research into this process, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you already have a familiarity with some of these terms. But so the custom firmware was already installed on here. So all I really had to do was, take out the SD card. I bought a new SD card. I would definitely recommend getting a larger size SD card if you're going to go get a 3DS in 2024. I'd probably get like a 64 gig SD card. I can't remember the size mine is. I think it's 64 or 128. It was just kind of whatever they had in stock at Target. But so this 3DS in particular, really, really good condition. There's close to no scratches. I did buy some new faceplates for it just because I thought there were some really cool ones. So I did get some new faceplates, and these ones do have a little bit of I would say wear on them, but it's, close to negligible. No scratches, buttons in really good condition, so it was worth it. And then I just had to kind of add some stuff to the SD card to get it fully jailbroken. Very simple process. If you're interested in doing it, just Google how to jailbreak a Nintendo 3DS, and there is a very extensive website that takes you step by step how to do it, to troubleshoot any issues that come up along the way. I'm not a super tech savvy person. I'm competent enough to follow instructions and do things with my computer. I'm comfortable navigating files and moving things around. So I would definitely recommend you kind of have a pretty basic understanding of file structure, just general computer navigation. I don't really know. It's not hard if you follow step by steps. But I also did buy a few physical games just because I wanted to own them physically. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then a Pokemon game came with the device. So I got the device and then a game with it. So it was honestly for $200, really good deal, I thought. And because now I have, every game I'd ever possibly want. Mario 3D Land, I'm not going to, go through all of them, but just because it's kind of hard to show with one hand. But Zelda Link Between Worlds, Metroid, Pocket Jockey Cards, I'd heard good things. Rhythm Heaven, really fun. I mean, I would say, it's kind of hard to see, but I got a ton of games on here. I'd say I definitely am going to get my money's worth out of it. So I will say this: if you're looking to buy a Nintendo 3DS in 2024, I would certainly recommend you do your research beforehand if you choose to go the jailbreaking route, which I really think that's kind of the only. Unfortunately, I know it is illegal or frowned upon. I'm not really sure what it is, but I really do think that's kind of the only route that makes purchasing one of these devices really worth it, just because of the premium price you have to pay to actually get the device. Like, I paid $200. That's not like, pocket change. Like, that's a lot of money for a lot of people, and I understand that. So it is, it's certainly a purchase, but I do think if you are, gonna play it a lot and there's a lot of games you want to play, it just really, is really what's going to make it worth it. If there's like 2 games you want to play and they're not on Nintendo Switch, I would say you can comfortably not purchase this to play a couple of games. I will promise you, if there is a game you want to play that isn't out on the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo will find a way to sell it to you. So if you're thinking, and this was kind of my logic, was like, I really want to play Ocarina of Time 3D on this because of the 3D effects, because of the updated visuals. If you're thinking about buying a 3DS for those specific reasons, honestly, which is what I did, I would just hang out. Like, Ocarina of Time, it's already on N64 as well as Majora's Mask Online, so you can play them there. There are some really good games on here that are currently still stuck on the device, like A Link Between Worlds, I want to say. I know there's a Luigi's Mansion game. I mean, Mario 3D Land is very fun as well. So there are certainly some good games stuck on here that you would need this specific device to play, but I promise you, Nintendo will find a way to sell them to you in the future. So you might have to wait a little bit, but if you're just dying to, I do think you can spend $200 to $250 and get your money's worth. So do I think it's worth buying a Nintendo 3DS in 2024? You'd have to really be a nerd to want to do it. So I'll leave it at that. Smooches, y'all.